It's rare to see someone be so real about the work they put in. By this and all commercial means, at least, producer-director Michael Bay is a rare success. However, he too hit CGI-related disappointment with the trailer of the latest Transformers film. To be fair though, CGI in Rise of the Beast is a classic case of doing too much. As the biggest film franchise in the last decade or so, the latest sequel is hotly anticipated. On its trailer release though, it was half criticized for its story, but fully panned for its CGI. In a film that's literally about computer technology and its ultimate potential, the film fell flat on its face, with viewers having to bear it out. It's a sad result for a massive fan base that was hoping the return of the Transformers would refuel the audience excitement for its worn-out universe. Though it seems to have become a case of overwork breaking down the whole machine. You see, the production team behind Transformers has been unstoppable for years, and as humans, you get tired of too much of the same thing. To put it bluntly, the Transformers formula is growing old. In the trailer for the latest film, there's plenty of the usual Transformers spice mix, but it's watered down at best. The trailer is just chaotic. There seems to be little room for a story in between all the layers of VFX. Whether that's true or not will be confirmed on April 8th when the movie releases. Still, the trailer did ring alarm bells for viewers with the sheer amount of CGI in there. If that's just the trailer, then you can imagine how much of it will the full-length film contain. Surely a film of this time will know how to do tasteful CGI, right? Well, Rise of the Beast isn't that recent of a production. The film was supposed to be released almost a year ago. In VFX, the latest is the greatest, usually, with the competition between Marvel and DC.
The best performance recorded so that we could deliver on a She-Hulk.
The Avengers universe and many others, CG work is rapidly advancing. Falling short of that exponential curve though, the film's CGI may look a bit dated considering it was made before COVID-19. In addition, the pandemic diminished the workforce and also rushed things a bit too much. This shows in the choppy CG work we get to see in the film. With COVID-19 wasting precious resources, lengthy periods of quarantine certainly put the health of this movie at risk. But I guess the story will save them, right guys? Making robots move on screen is a tough business. If you haven't seen blockbuster film sets, let me tell you, they're a riot. No, really, the whole operation's nothing less than a carnival. The whole crew has a lot of things to take care of. Each department deals with pre-production, script, filming, set design, sound mixing, and so on, all at the same time. Now, take that scene, multiply it a couple of times, and you have a big-name film working with heavy-duty CGI. The animation work is outsourced to massive crews of hundreds of engineers. "350, to be precise, was the number of engineers working on just one character in the film Bumblebee. The demands of accuracy, reliability, and most importantly, entertainment value are a huge pressure on directors. Between balancing the creative spirit and all the mechanical realities, Bay's $200 million sequel to the Transformers slipped some through the cracks. Unfortunately, this proved to be a fatal flaw, and for one main reason: CGI has changed a lot, and the Transformers just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, no one's exciting us.
In just the last year, I managed to catch some seamless CGI story integration in blockbusters like Avatar: The Way of Water. Needless to say, the FX games really moved up a notch. In comparison, the trailer for the latest Transformers looks like a literal video game. When compared to the Pirates of the Caribbean,
No. Pirates.
or the newer Star Wars films,
Is your undoing.
the film looks outdated despite its being the freshest release out of these films. But the other two films took their time with using CGI to tell the story, and not use the story to show off the CGI. This strategy hasn't rubbed off on the Transformers series though. CGI in the Transformers series has managed to get worse year by year. When I revisited the original Transformers, it had a trademark simplicity. Bumblebee wasn't completely unrecognizable under futuristic VFX and fancy add-ons attached to the Autobot. Watching Bumblebee the car in the 2007 film, everything looked much more real, while the VFX was a rich decoration without being a poor substitute for the real deal, the story.
Medical officer, Ratchet. The boy's pheromone level suggests he wants to mate with the female.
This responsible use of CGI resulted in a timeless film that doesn't look outdated even 15 years down the line. I'm still amazed by the film, even after my 5th time viewing it. Anyways, glimpses of the latest Transformers weren't too inviting in that sense. That's mostly down to its hard frame edges, angles that weren't all pointy, and just an overwhelming cartoonish appearance of the characters. It all made the film look a little too robotic. Perhaps less is more with CGI. There's certainly a higher risk of abusing VFX. The result isn't pretty, and who knows this better than the producer himself? And what's more, Michael Bay's not shy of stating it like it is. This isn't the first time that a successful director was disappointed with the final product. Another film of his, Ambulance, fell short of his standards. You see, while Bay made his name in action-adventure, he's also an enthusiast for practical adventures. The Jake Gyllenhaal star also featured numerous practical stunts. They definitely had great potential, but missed the mark in execution. While the emphasis was on reality, Michael Bay's creative eye did catch the cracks. This was due to the CGI that was used to attempt to glue some scenes together. Instead, the exact opposite happened. All the excessive VFX made the film look like a hack job, chopping hundreds of explosions all at once, while preserving the safety of actors and the whole production team is just the logistical demand of extensive CGI. The end result was definitely not Bay's cup of tea. In fact, the memory was strong enough to still be relevant to the director. This experience gained even more prominence after similar criticisms of CGI overuse were also associated with his latest production, Rise of the Beast. Some have even asked whether Michael's the common cause behind both.
I don't know what I do, but I just know how to do what I'm doing, but I don't know what the F I'm doing.
I think if it wasn't for him admitting these faults, we wouldn't still be talking about it and hoping to see them corrected in the next film. Just admitting that the CGI wasn't up to snuff is a pretty credible action by the director and shines some hope for the future of Transformers. Also, aren't we missing something? The director knows his stuff, and he's shown it too. He's also clear about the difference between good and bad work, especially when it's in his movies. That's already a pretty high bar than most filmmakers who are in denial about their subpar work. This knowledge base grew early on when the director was in his CG expert's chair for the film Bad Boys.
It's our career bust, which is what, $100 million?
Just do what you do.
His other accomplishment was the film Pearl Harbor. The period action-adventure was a blast of a time, with nail-biting and perfectly blended effects, thanks in part due to the director's input. So the blockbuster movie maker has put in the work and paid his dues to get here. While it might be too late to change the CG in Transformers now, it's also too early to call its effects, computer or human, after watching the trailer alone. Pretty soon though, you can watch it and decide for yourself on June 9. See you in the next one.